Yeah, we're starting with this image, huh? Okay, yep, I probably should have planned this better. Alright. Give me a second to, like, let... Actually, no, I don't need time. We can just jump right into it, right? I just cut this. We don't need to do anything anymore. There is no longer an intro.
Alright.
So, yeah, can we just, this is someone's kink. This is many people's kink.
This particular shot is on screen for like a second.
This is many people's multiple kinks. Let's be real. I don't even want to get into how many this is covering. Let's just say this is a lot. This shot is a lot. And this is the episode in a nutshell.
This episode is uncomfortable.
Yes. This episode is uncomfortable and weird, and what the crap even is this?
What is it? Chamblemon? It's a Mushroomon variant?
Yeah. Also, I got the episode numbers wrong. It's 48 and 49, not 47 and 48. Yeah, let me just update that. Yeah. So this is like what if Mushroomon was an ultimate, I believe. Yeah.
I think I looked this up. Unless I didn't. Hold on. Let me look it up.
Let me just glance at this real quick. He might be a champion. I don't know. I thought Mushroomon was... No, he is a rookie. Okay, yeah. It's not even on the next forms.
Chamblemon, that's what it is. He's a champion.
Okay, yeah, that is just straight up not on the wiki for some reason.
I found it on like a...
Wait, here it is. Chamblemon, variations.
Yeah.
It's not evolution, it's a variation that's a champion. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's just a different type of Mushroomon.
As dumb as much as this is just doing the Gatsumon thing, at least they did change the design a little bit. Like, at least he has more mushrooms and he looks crazy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At least this probably isn't going to be the only design he gets for every one of his forms. Because holy crap, that's always fun. Isn't it great when your Caterpie just turns into a differently colored Caterpie and then just becomes like a red big Caterpie? Oh man, that sure is what everyone wants.
You already know I'm not on your side about this.
I know. And I don't get it.
It's just one Digimon line that does it. I think it's fine. I've explained this before.
So yeah, this episode, yeah, Chamblemon are just specifically kidnapping brides so they can, like, make mushrooms grow out of them and then eat the mushrooms and torture them. And that makes the mushrooms taste really good and it gives them power. And yeah.
They're despair mushrooms.
They're literally despair mushrooms. Like, they need to feel despair or it doesn't work. Like, specifically.
Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, they kidnap anybody wearing a wedding dress because they've figured out that their mushrooms taste the best because they go from, like, super happy because it's their wedding day to, I've been kidnapped by mushroom monsters and they're growing mushrooms on my body.
Yeah, the confusing thing about this is that it's like Chamblemon themselves does not actually understand what makes the mushrooms taste good. They're just like, oh, I don't know, it seems to taste really good when we kidnap these people wearing white dresses and just do this.
Well, they bring up the whole, like what I just explained, they mention that.
Do they? I must have missed that. It's been a bit.
Yeah, they mention, they don't know why they wear the dresses, but they're just like, yeah, it's the ones in the white dresses, and it's because the despair they feel, like, after their big happy day or whatever.
Well, what's important about this is that they don't completely understand it, and they taste the mushrooms that, like, someone else grows, one of the main characters, because they kidnap Ruri, and they're like, oh yeah, these people with the little wristbands taste, like, real good. It must be the little black band they're wearing. This little, like, thing on their arm, this Digivice or whatever.
Yeah, they don't know what it is, they just call it a bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever explained why, like, Ruli's mushrooms taste particularly good.
I have to assume it's the same reason. Like, you know, she's just really scared because she is a child. So it's, like, more despair, right?
Maybe.
But yeah. It's also never explained why this random photographer at, like, a wedding just has a child-sized wedding dress to take photo shoots in.
I was weirded out by that too. I was like, is this guy the bad guy? Because he just walks up to Ruli and is like, hey, would you mind modeling this wedding dress for me? And it's like so I could take pictures and stuff. And it's like, huh?
Listen, he may or may not be the bad guy, and he might be completely innocent. It could be that one of his models just ditched for some reason, and he was like, oh well, maybe I'll find someone around this wedding, you know, that'd be a nice thing. And he just stumbled across Ruri and was like, oh hey, can you do me a favor? And she's like, heck yeah, let's go.
Yeah. It's like, okay, Angoramon, we're gonna need you to, like, stand guard for this one. I don't trust any of this.
Just the fact that it's like the partner Digimon just keep leaving their tamers unattended, and they're like, yeah. Jellymon
is one thing, because freaking Jellymon is like she's like a cat.
Yeah.
Jellymon listens to nobody.
She's like Power and Chainsaw Man.
Sure.
She just doesn't care, you know, she'll go into your room, she'll clog your toilet. She'll steal your food.
But yeah, it's just a constant thing with the kids separating from their Digimon in this world where they know that a Digimon attack could happen at literally any time. And they seem to be like, danger seems to be drawn to them specifically.
Yes.
They're like they're like freaking stand users.
Man, it's like, I feel like just once again question, why does no one know Digimon are real after this?
Yeah.
Because this is like, these people were kidnapped in like fairly like large public gatherings of their friends and families. But what do people think happened afterwards? Like, they'd come back and they'd be like, hey, I had this horrible experience. This creature literally kidnapped me and was growing mushrooms on my body. See, I've still got some I haven't plucked off. What do you say to that?
Well, that wouldn't be an issue because Thetismon did a thing that removes the mushrooms. Also, like, Thetismon just synthesizes a memory-altering concoction. I don't know.
Why are we wiping their memories? People need to know the truth. People need to know.
Yeah, it's kind of irresponsible that, like, after all this stuff, they just cover it up instead of being like, okay, look, there's a weird thing going on. Creatures from another world are entering ours. I know it sounds crazy, but there's evidence literally all over the place.
Listen, if you see a hologram creature that looks like it might be trying to hurt you, exercise extreme caution and do not trust what it says.
Yeah.
Listen, you need to exercise extreme discretion. Like, honestly, what they should be doing is they should just, like, leave business cards at this point. It's like, hey, you ever hear about any other supernatural events? Just give us a call. Here's my number.
Yeah, we know how to deal.
Yeah, pass it around to your friends and family.
Crap.
Yeah. We are starting an agency. We will help you.
Alright, so all the mushroom stuff aside, Ryudomon learns that everyone's in trouble. Like, I think Hero gets grabbed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hero gets grabbed and they find out. And Ryudomon learns that they're in trouble, and he's like, oh, okay, Gamamon saved my life in the past, I have to repay it, and through sheer determination evolves into Ginryumon. Then all he does is fly them to the location and doesn't help.
This is so dumb, holy crap.
It was such a waste of potential. It's like, because they're like, oh, we need to get them out of the house because the open air and the sunlight will make the Chamblemon weaker. And it's like, oh, it'd be good for that. Ginryu just wrecking the house.
Yeah, just digital field shift and just blow the top off.
Yeah, like Ginryu evolves to do literally nothing but fly the heroes to the fight. Like
this might be the most
just called Airdramon.
This might ironically be the most wasted evolution ever, because, yeah, as you said, they could have just called Airdramon, and because Airdramon likes Ruri, he will have listened and, got them there anyways.
Airdramon might have blown the house down.
Yeah, Airdramon will be a better asset. He will be able to get them there faster. Because he's Airdramon.
It's just such a shame that they have this moment, and it's like, oh, I like it when a Digimon is through sheer emotion and willpower evolves to save a friend.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't do anything.
It's the most nothing plot point just to be like, oh, I guess we should get his evolution out of the way. And I'm like, no, we have so many filler episodes. Make this a big moment, please.
I was waiting for the whole episode. It's like, all right, and then Ginrymon shows up to help. And he doesn't show up I think does he even show up at the end of the episode?
I don't even remember. I think the funniest part of this is I've just stopped caring about Ghost Games so much that I'll just see it pop up in the Twitter notifications or on trending or whatever the crap, and I'll just be like, alright, sure, I'll just get spoiled on this, who cares? Because nothing's gonna happen. I'm not going to get spoiled on anything at this point. And I just saw Ginryumon and I'm like, oh, I wonder how this is going to disappoint me horribly.
It's such a shame. One of the better aspects of this episode that I actually did like, they're trying to find out where all the brides are taken, and there's just a Garamon that shows up out of nowhere, and it's really sketchy and weird, and it's like, hey, I'll show you where they are, and it's like, all right, and then he takes them there and leaves, and it's like, I wonder what that was about. Fast forward to the end of the episode, Chamblemon's been defeated, the 3 or 4 of them. All of a sudden, a big noxious gas cloud blows in out of nowhere, and a bunch of Garamon roll in and abduct them, and they're like, oh yeah, thanks for defeating them. We love mushrooms. We're gonna make them grow us mushrooms and kidnap the Chamblemon.
It's played off so sketch too. It's like there's ominous music playing over it and everything, and everyone's like, I guess we'll just let them have it. No, is this okay?
I kind of love it. I kind of love how the problem gets resolved, because usually it's just oh, you can't do that, that's bad, and they're like, oh, we didn't know, and then they reform or whatever. This one is just no, here's your comeuppance.
This is
in a twist fitting of what you were doing.
Man, this is gonna be the most disappointing thing, but it's part of me is wait, are these guys gonna show up later? Are we supposed to remember this?
No. It's just there's some Garamon nearby and they love mushrooms, and it was just, the writers were just like, yeah, let's have this happen. That'll be fun.
This episode was fucked.
Yeah, it's not great, but I like the resolution. Also, there's also a weird thing where they catch Kyo and they grow mushrooms on his body, and they're like, "Oh yeah, now we've won for sure." And then they eat the mushrooms and have like a severe allergic reaction to them for some reason.
Yeah, it's because Kyo's full of hope, right? He's gone to determination mode. It's the opposite of what they want.
You know what? Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. I didn't quite understand it, but that makes sense. Kyo goes limit break mode.
I didn't understand it first either, and then I asked around, and it was like, oh, yeah, this actually does make sense then. Alright, yeah. Because I was like, okay, so brides are good. Digivice user and Ruri is better because I guess she was excited, but Kyo is also really hyped up and he's like poison to them. So what is the commonality here?
Yeah. I do love the bit where they're having the horrible reactions to the mushroom and they're like, "Oh God, what is wrong with you?" And Kyo eats the mushrooms and he's like, "Whoa, wait, hold on, these are great." And he starts pulling mushrooms out of his own body despite the pain and just shoveling them into his mouth, and it's giving him a power boost that transfers to Chamblemon.
Yeah. Chamblemon, like, finally evolves to Ultimate and actually fights something. And you know what? This is a weird episode. Yeah, this is a good fight scene. This is really cool.
It's the weirdest episode for it, but the animation in this episode is fantastic.
Yeah, like, as much problems as I have with, like, the writing and pacing of Ghost Game, the fight scenes have consistently been, like, excellent. Like, just so often.
Yeah, that is mine's beatdown of these Chamblemon was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, oh, it's so good. But yeah, freaking just eat your own mushrooms. Do it. Do it, coward. I'll point out that these are the same types of things where it's like when they rip them off of the brides, they're like literally screaming in pain, "Please stop," and like screaming through just tears of pure like horror at what was happening.
Yeah. Kyo's just on another level. He's so hyped up that he's like, "Yeah, let's go.
Let's do this." Rip. Oh, man. Man, how crazy will it be if we just kept the Chamblemon around just to grow mushrooms on the protagonists so they could become stronger?
I think it would only work on Kyo while he's in limit break.
You know what? I'm fine with that. Yeah, let's push him all the way to Mega. Chamblemon Warp Shikai.
But yeah, weird episode, cool fight scene, wasted potential with Ginryumon.
Oh man. Are we ready for the other Ghost Game episode, where I also looked up the spoilers as it was coming out, and it was like, oh yeah, this seems like it's going to be nothing, and I got to the episode, and it was just as much of a letdown as I expected.
This episode. I don't care that it has nothing to do with the plot. And I saw what the twist at the end is going to be anyways. This episode is fun. I don't care.
Yeah, this... If nothing else, this is a fun episode.
I love Halloween. And which one is cool?
I think my one big problem with it is the twist at the end, because it's like, alright, Witchmon's getting her power because it's Halloween, and she's, like, gaining a bunch of magic because it's Halloween Day specifically. As soon as the time runs out, her magic goes away, and then, like, all her plans just instantly revert, like, perfectly, which means the heroes didn't have to do anything at all this entire episode, and they would have just been fine. We could just let this happen and no bad will have come from it.
Nah, there's an implication that, like, if she had succeeded with the whole ritual and everything, it would have stuck.
Would it have? I don't know. We see the castle go away.
Unless it wasn't fully out of the clouds yet.
Yeah,
unless
what
her goal
happened.
Unless her goal was to make a country of wishes for a single day, like...
I think she just didn't know, right? Because she was really confident that it was going to work, and then the time ran out, and it just didn't. And it's like, oh, well, we didn't even stop her. Nothing changed. She just sort of, like, just sort of ran out of time, and that's it, I guess. Well, at least everyone has their fun, neat little, like, cute Halloween outfits.
Yeah, it's up to speculation. I choose to believe that if she'd succeeded, it would have stuck. Also, Hero just getting some toilet paper and making, like, the cheapest mummy costume and doing the same with Gammamon and Espamon.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what Hero was like, yeah, we gotta go get ready. I was like, oh, what are they gonna dress up with as? I can't wait to see Gammamon. He's just wrapped in toilet paper. It's like,
so
dang
weird.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, Gammon's just a friend mummy, and Gorbon just goes all out with the pirate look.
I love it.
Pirate and Gorbon's pretty good. Kyo's like got his whole weird elf wizard outfit that he had from like a book or something. I don't know, Kyo's just doing cosplay. That's the takeaway. Kyo's just cosplaying for Halloween.
I thought one of the plot twists was going to be that Kyo looked enough like a witch that they would turn him.
Yeah. We should probably mention, so this episode, a freaking Witchmon just appears and she's like, hey, if you look like a witch, I will give you powers and make you a real witch.
Which, by the way, I think puts them on her level in power, because like the girls that she turns are also shooting out her attacks.
Yeah,
and like I think they're punching holes through buildings just like Witchmon is.
I don't think they're like as strong, but they're definitely up there. Just straight up, she's just giving them actual magic and letting them actually curse people.
Yeah, turning people into rats and like converting other people into witches and such.
Yeah, I do honestly really like that a lot. That's a really cute idea. That's like they each have their own little like cat familiar, and you turn someone into a rat, and then your cat familiar just like eats them. And it's like, oh, alright, yeah, that's a fun way to do it.
Fortunately, it's not permanent. Once Witchmon's defeated, it cancels it out.
Yeah, once Halloween Day is up, all the cats just spit out the rats and they just turn back, and it's like, oh, alright, sure.
Yeah. Also, another instance of how do people not know Digimon are real, like everybody within the city who's dressed up like a witch seemingly gets turned. And there
witches
are a lot of people in witch costumes.
Yeah. And everyone who's not a witch also gets transformed
into rats.
Yeah. It's like, I can understand the people who are dressed up as witches having some kind of like amnesia or something because they don't seem to remember. Everyone else would know. Like, there's a giant castle that appears in the sky out of, like, a massive storm cloud, and Witchmon is like, oh yeah, let me build my entire country of witches out of this area. Like, there's no way people wouldn't see this crap. Like, of course.
Does the castle appear before or after they digitize the area?
Before, specifically.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Also, I like the backgrounds of the setting and like the city, how it looks while it's digitized.
Yeah, yeah, this is a cool one.
The set pieces. I like the set pieces of this episode.
Yeah, it's like all the buildings turn to like, black shapes that have like circuitry running through them or something. It looks really neat, yeah.
It's all neon and like cool looking. But yeah, most of the episode is girls are being turned into actual witches and serving Witchmon. and then they infiltrate like their little gathering to chant and summon Witchmon's castle. And then they're found out because there's no magic coming from them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, okay, it's time to fight, I guess.
Hey, remember that 1 year ago the series started and we had just as little plot development then as we do now? Because the series does.
Hey, I'm glad Pumpkinmon came back. I think it's dumb that like he kind of just gets swept aside by this champion level Digimon.
Yeah.
But I'll excuse it because it's Halloween, so she's stronger. That's why.
I really wish Pumpkinmon had done more. Like, this was a really fun moment.
Yeah. Although, shouldn't Pumpkinmon have been stronger because of Halloween also? One of his attacks is literally called Trick or Treat.
Absolutely. Pumpkinmon should have, like, just put the pumpkin on her head and tried to carve her up.
Yeah.
That would have been fun, yeah.
Pumpkinmon doesn't do the fighting for them mostly, but he does, like, stop all the girls who are transformed into witches from attacking anybody, so that's good at least.
You know what'd be a fun way in this episode? Pumpkinmon's like, oh yeah, well you're being mean, but if I make you my friend, then you'll stop this, right? And he tries to drop the pumpkins on her head.
I was kind of hoping he would turn into Noble Pumpkinmon.
Ah, that'd be fun, yeah.
Although that'd be kind of wild if the first Mega... No, he wouldn't be the first Mega that appeared, but still...
Yeah, because like, don't forget, we had like freaking, what was it, a Zulongmon just straight up early on?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it actually wouldn't be that crazy if he turned into Noble Pumpkinmon.
Just one of the 4 Devas of the digital world just appears in like an episode before we even have all the party members set, and just tries to blast one of the heroes, and they somehow survive. Man, that was the most insane starting point for Kyo. Holy crap.
Yeah, it sure was. Also, it's just a small detail that I thought was funny. But like all the girls turned into actual witches, like flying around on broomsticks and stuff. One of them doesn't have a broom, and so they just walk by an umbrella holder, and she just grabs an umbrella, and it's like, this is close enough.
Man. I feel like on a slightly related note, I've recently watched Hocus Pocus 2. Yeah, surprisingly, like, fun movie. There's a bit where everyone's, like, getting their brooms and they're gonna fly off, and the third sister just can't find any brooms, so she, like, gets a couple of Roombas. She's just like flying around, just standing on the effing Roombas, and she's like, oh, these brooms be strange sisters, they have a mind of their own.
That's pretty good. Just to call back to the vacuum cleaners from the first one.
Yeah. There's like a bit where like, of course it's like, oh yeah, salt stops witches because it stops dark magic. So there's a bit where the heroes trap them in a salt circle and they just can't escape. And they're like, oh crap, what now? And you see the Roombas slowly start approaching. And they clean up the salt and they're like, oh, we're free.
That's pretty good, actually. That's a pretty good setup.
Oh, wait, do we talk about Serious Pro card in the Siaku magazine? He might still be... I did not know about that, actually. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, we already know what they look like. At least the sprite form, but... Yeah, Seriousmon is the dark mega evolution of... Can of Icemon.
Let me just look this up real quick. I'm sure it's like images of this all over the place by now. Here's one. Wait, is this the promo? Okay, yeah, he looks pretty cool. Like, his hands are massive, but... Wait a second. Wait, I just realized something. These are like giant black gauntlets. That's a Jellymon thing. Yeah, and he has like the sword, right?
I mean, you could also just have. Wait, if this is the first image you found, and like it's from DeviantArt, is that even official?
Wait. No, wait, yeah, this is from fan art, so this might not be official. It looks official. I don't know. I don't know where the promo image will even be.
I don't know. I can wait to see it just show up in the show.
Yeah. I don't know. This is giving me an interesting idea though, because it's like it feels like there's a non-zero chance the Mega might just be everyone's Digimon fusing together, right?
Maybe.
That'd be weird, but I mean, look at this. It's like, yeah, no, that seems possible. That seems fairly possible. It would be kind of dumb, but it does seem really possible right now. Yeah, okay, huh.
But yeah, speaking of Canavismon, Witchmon knocks Hero off of Calscamamon's back, and he evolves to Canavismon so he can catch up to him and like keep him from falling to his death.
Yeah.
And then there's like this big clash where she's like, Witchmon fires one of her attacks, and Canavismon just starts charging through it, and Witchmon just like, oh crap.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a fun one. It's like he starts breaking through her attack and like making progress charging through, and she's like, wait, seriously? Really?
Yeah. She's like, okay, I give up, and like Canavismon just like veers off and avoids attacking her. And she's like, haha, now that I fooled you. And then the clock strikes midnight, it's November 1st, and she's like, oh, never mind.
Man, like, Witchmon has some really fun moments this episode.
Yeah.
Like, she's a really endearing character in this. Got the crazy, weird little chant she does for, like, the magic spell. It's like, it's just her saying some weird thing, like, really quickly and, like, rhythmically. I know, it sounds crazy. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Pretty fun episode. I do wish that Pumpkinmon had, like, I kind of wish Pumpkinmon had fought her, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, do we have anything else to really say about this episode?
Oh, there's a point where Witchmon questions Gammamon, asking if he's the Dark Destroyer or something.
Yeah.
Which isn't a plot twist of any kind. I'm pretty sure she just recognizes that he kind of looks like Gulus Gammamon.
Yeah, she calls him something like the Dark Conqueror, and
Yeah,
that's what I was
it.
spoiled on. And I'm like, oh yeah, this seems like it's going to be literally nothing, and it's literally nothing. It's just like, oh, I guess Gulus Gammamon was like conquering places as he was doing evil things in the digital world, as we've already speculated.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a. They like, I don't know. It's not as much of a story hint as the writers think it is.
Yeah, on the adventure road, we see characters that are major events for Garamon. Bokumon, Myosmon, and for some reason, Kazuhamon? What actually is that? Let me look that up real quick.
The new bracelets have like an adventure mode? What?
Oh, yeah, this is the Dark Syakomon. Yeah, the, like, mega form of Renamon. It's the, like, purple version. So, okay. That's actually really interesting. Because we did literally establish that, like, you know, Duomon is just around. And the, like, you know, the other, like, Dark Renamon form, the, like, Cubimon version, is just around somewhere. And neither of those had really, like, full send-offs. So, yeah, either of those could just show up and just go to Mega, and, you know, it would just be a thing. Yeah, okay, maybe we'll finally get plot progress with that after all. Maybe. Or maybe we won't, and it's all just useless.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll never get plot progress. Maybe it'll just be nothing in the end, and we'll just all be disappointed forever. Oh boy. Digimon is great.
I like this episode.
This is a fun episode, yeah.
Plot is coming when we hit 100. I hope it happens before that.
Yeah, what episode is this? I think this is like 48.
Only in the 40s somewhere.
Yeah, we're almost at episode 50. The original series was 52 episodes. Like the entire run of adventure. Holy crap. Next episode comes out, a plot finally starts, and we only have 3 episodes to do things and learn things. It's just one 3-parter, and that's the series.
Unfortunately, from the preview of the next episode, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be significant in any way.
Next time on Digimon, hey, would it be spooky if MaskedHeroLucky came back and they weren't only in Digimon Try? Man, that'd be scary.
That does remind me of that one episode where there's a Meikumon and then it vanishes.
Yeah, it vanishes.
That was the creepiest part of that episode.
Yeah, they vanish because they literally become forgotten by, like, everyone, and they just disappear and cease to exist. It's like, oh, alright. I guess this is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my issue, is that if we ever get to the digital world, it's going to be in the last few episodes of the series.
Man.
I am way more interested.
To the digital world all along in the digital field shifts.
Remember that theory that everything in this series has been taking place in the digital world all along, but then that fell apart immediately because it didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Man, I do have one theory, which is that, like, hey, what if, like, Meikumon from that one episode just disappeared and ceased to exist, and now we're getting a follow-up on that, and it's going to actually mean something, and we're gonna actually call back to a previous episode and have something interesting happen. Wouldn't that be cool? I sure would like it if that was a thing.
I mean, that Meikumon's gone.
Yeah, but what if, though? Well, if it's the same one, and it's like, we're actually progressing the plot somehow. Well, if it actually mattered, and it wasn't just a weird, random, creepy moment that meant nothing. Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, the next episode is gonna be like, what if somebody gave you something and expected you to pay them back, but then they gave you something too big to pay back?
What if you were trapped in debt? Wouldn't that be scary? It's like, yeah, that actually is pretty scary, actually. In 2020, yes, absolutely.
Oh, geez, the kid from the Antilamon episode is in the next one.
Oh, man.
That, you know what? That kind of makes sense. It kind of follows the same idea of, like he finds another way to get things he wants, but this one has a cost.
Jeez, this one actually has a cost related to him and not to the environment.
Yeah. That would make sense, although it's weird that they would do another episode about him.
Is there anything else we even want to, like, say about this episode or anything?
No, I mean, there's... I like that there's a bit where Pumpkinmon at the end of the episode, he's like, or Witchmon's explaining why she was doing what she was doing. It's like, I just want a bunch of witches to hang out with. And Pumpkinmon's like, oh, if you just wanted a friend, I'll be your friend. You can be friends with everyone and have fun and whatever. And Witchmon's just like, humans are trash.
Yeah. Man, I like Witchmon so much in this. It's like, yeah, humans are lame. I hate them. I just want witches. Witches are awesome.
Humans suck, and then Kyo drops the digital field and she just vanishes.
Yeah, it's after she says the Dark Conqueror thing too, which implies if Kyo didn't drop the digital field, we may have actually gone answers.
Yeah, maybe.
Damn it, Kyo.
Or maybe not, because Gammamon was just like, who?
Yeah, Meishi would have been like, oh, you know, that thing, you see, from like, and then said something that would actually tell us things.
Yeah.
Oh man, Kyo's just in the way of the plot progress yet again.
Thanks, Kyo.
Thanks, Kyo. Maybe it's because Kyo's linked into all this and he doesn't want us to know.
He's hiding something.
Wouldn't that be the craziest plot twist? Like, Kyo's hand thing is actually real, and it was like, oh yeah, I used to be the tamer for the Dark Conqueror, and they're like, wait, you don't mean...
Like, unwraps his arm and it looks like Gulu's Gammamon's hands. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, it's the symbol that appeared on Hero's Digivice that one time that we still haven't explained. It's like on his hand.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's like, this is the mark of the Dark Conqueror. And it all just suddenly comes together. And it's like, Kyo is now the villain of the series.
That'd be pretty wild. Also, what would that mean for Jellymon? Would she stick by him or would she switch sides?
That's where it gets interesting, because now we have drama and stakes and choices to make.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's not gonna happen, but if it did, that would be so actually interesting.
That would be a pretty interesting plot twist.
Kyo just becomes the villain. For some reason, a kid from the Until... Alright, yeah, you already read that one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily read it, but I responded to it.
So I guess, should we call it a night then?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this.
Alright, I guess I'll see you guys around then.
Yep, thanks for showing up.
Yeah,
Later.
We'll be doing this again same time next week, so hey, if you just showed up and you missed everything, that's the time, I guess. See you around.
Usually 8 p.m. EST.
Usually, although life is a wreck and I'm the car crash